Hey Virgos, this is Paragia Tarot. I am here to do your reading for today. Let's ask the universe, the person on my Virgo's mind, universe, how do they feel towards Virgo right now, and what will be their next actions? Alright, oh, this person is putting in effort. They're making plans and they're putting in effort. And these just threw themselves out. So this is someone who knows that they've taken long enough to consider and that they don't have any time left. Their heart is full. With the Empress here, there could be something to do with a toxic mother, or maybe in like an overbearing baby mama or something like that. But I think most of all, this is them understanding that if they make you wait any longer, they'll be treating you less than you deserve. They won't be treating you like the Empress. And I also feel like this is showing someone who feels like they are, you know, they don't feel like they're quite your equal, because the King of Cups is not the equal to an Empress, because he's not an Emperor. And yet he's so full of love and he's so certain about how he feels that he's just determined to do the best that he can. You know, however, if it's a, you know, whether you're male or female or, oh gosh, this just threw itself out too. So with the Devil, this is somebody who is feeling obsessed, possibly desperate, like maybe willing to take desperate measures to make sure that they are able to, also they could be, I feel like they're feeling really obsessive about this. They're getting really like kind of nutty about it. They're overthinking, maybe like engaging in some sort of slightly weird behaviors. So this is you. This is you, as the Queen of Pentacles. This is them understanding that you deserve stability, that you deserve commitment. But yeah, so this is them understanding that they are influenced by feelings of rejection. Or basically, I think they understand that if they don't take action now, if they don't step up and do something, and if they hesitate, they'll lose their chance. They'll lose their chance, basically. Let's shuffle one more time. Yeah, I know they can't hesitate. They know they can't hesitate any longer. They are worried about whether or not you're going to accept their apology, but I feel like this is them just deciding to frivolously just kind of come in. If they're someone who has seemed to take a carefree attitude, yeah, they're definitely coming in directly. It's like this is someone who, if they've seemed like they've taken a carefree attitude in the past, this feels like a person who they just take that tack as a way of protecting their feelings when they're not sure if they're going to be accepted. You know, when they feel awkward and when they feel afraid of rejection, that they just act nonchalant, like they don't care. Yeah, this person is coming in. They're taking action. Oh, the Emperor. So this feels like an energy to me. It could be an Aries or a water sign. This feels like an energy to me of someone who wants to convince you that they are the Emperor. They want to try and show you. It's like they feel like they have to kind of put on a show and maybe come off as a bit more rigid or serious, or could be dealing with a Leo. Yeah, but this is somebody who's essentially trying to summon the strength to be your Emperor and to come forward and be what they think you want and what they feel you deserve. They're coming forward to communicate with you directly. Oh my gosh, and all of these cards are in the upright. This just feels like somebody who has found clarity. Yeah, because this is someone who understands that if they delay, unless they come out of this silence and this, you know, basically being focused on their own emotions and their own feelings, that I think that this is someone understanding that by not taking action, they're making it seem like they don't care, or like they're not committed, or that they're basically showing themselves to not have positive traits. Yeah, so with the Page of Wands, this is someone who is inspired to come in and bring a message to you. And they want to make things just and fair between you. They want things to be balanced. More than anything, I think that they are willing to face their own fears because they just want to come out of this frustration energy. And I think they also understand that, you know, they can't wait any longer, because I think I think they've maybe been waiting for a call from you or a text from you, and it's not coming in. And so they're realizing if they want to stop worrying and stressing about the situation, they're going to have to be the ones to take action, because they're realizing that you're not going to do it. But we do have 2 pages here, so and a knight, so that's action and communication. This is someone who feels in their heart like there's no hope, and yet it's like there's part of them, probably the intellectual part of them, is feeling like you don't have any right, and it's totally over, this person hates you, but they're trying the best that they can to have faith. They're trying the best that they can to believe that it's going to work out, and to be as optimistic and come off as optimistic, because I think they understand that confidence matters. Confidence is key. Yeah, so this is, oh my goodness. Oh, this person is all in. They are completely all in. This connection is so important to them that it's all or nothing. It's all or complete heartbreak. Like we have also the 10 of Swords and the 10 of Pentacles. This is someone, like, this is the thing with you, is like the thing they ultimately want, and they are so committed and to the importance of this connection that they're, you know, that they're very afraid that they're going to be let down. And they're afraid that you won't accept their apology, but they're still coming forward anyways, because I think that, and there could be something about a car, like they're traveling in a car to come see you, or, you know, they're bringing you a car, or there's something about a car. But yeah, they're coming forward anyways. They're coming forward anyways. Because they know that they just have to charge in. They're anxious, but they are understanding that that you are single and, you know, available and valuable, and so they need to take action. I think that they're anxious about you being with someone else. Or I'm seeing this like bird that you're paying attention to. They're wondering, who is it that you're paying attention to? What is it that you're paying attention to if not them? Like, who is it that you desire? Is kind of what they're concerned about. You could be dealing with a fire sign. Yeah, we do have strong, we've got Cancer, we've got Aries, Aquarius, Leo. All right, universe. What is this Knight of Cups to the Emperor? Yeah, I just saw bitterness and releasing. I feel like this is somebody who's just releasing the past. They're just being like, you know what, I'm just gonna let all of that go. I'm not gonna try and reconcile it. I'm not gonna try and, like, you know, be right or wrong. I'm just gonna let that go, and I'm just gonna move forward and approach my Virgo. Yeah, intimacy. This is somebody who feels and wants strong intimacy with you. They're wanting to come in and offer this to you. Deep bonding, sensuality, and confiding in each other. There's been distance between the two of you, and this person has been conflicted, but they've come out of that, is what I'm sensing. They've decided that they're going to dedicate themselves to intimacy with you. They're not, it's like I think that's the thing that they were conflicted over, is whether or not to be intimate with you. Again, lots of signs of avoidant nature and behavior here, because that's the very thing that avoidants, you know, are running from, is the intimacy. Because when they're afraid that if they express their emotions, that emotional nature will be rejected or humiliated, or that they will be, you know, they will be like essentially overpowered and overtaken and kind of erased, because maybe they had like a sort of narcissistic parent who didn't, you know, mirror back to them that they were a separate person, and they just kind of like overstep the boundaries. I feel like this is somebody who's being like, you know what, I'm strong enough for this. I'm strong enough for this. With the Strength card and the Emperor, they're like, you know what, I need to be strong. I'm strong enough for this. I can do this. This is somebody who's definitely been dreaming about you, fantasizing about you. Yeah, about intimacy with you. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, they're coming in for a second chance. They want reconciliation. It's very, very clear. It's razor sharp. It's a very clear energy. This person is clear. They've reached a place of clarity, is what I'm sensing. They've been in confusion and conflict, and they are just coming out. Yeah, curse in the reverse, hex, witchcraft, and negative mind. This could be somebody overcoming the power of a curse. Maybe they've sought out some deliverance, some prayer. Maybe they've been praying themselves, meditating, taking communion, whatever it is that, that they do for according to their faith to be set free. But this is somebody who has been released. They feel that they are released, and it's released the negativity from over their mind. It's released the emotional storm that has been taking hold of them, because that is something that, that possession can do, is that when a person needs deliverance, they can lack the ability to just, calm down and think straight. So universe, what is this strength to the Ace of Swords? Yeah, this is someone who doesn't want this. It's like they were on a path before where they were just like being really negative and being like, oh, just kind of like Eeyore, like, oh, I should just let it go. And they realized that they were on this really sort of negative, self-defeating trajectory, and they've come off of it. They're like, that's not what I want. Like they've summoned their courage, they've summoned their strength, and their self-esteem, and they're like, this is not, I'm not gonna, that's not what I want. Why am I letting my thoughts take me down that pathway? It's like they're realized, and maybe there were some doorways that were open through maybe some behaviors that were forbidden, maybe something that they were doing. I don't know. That could be several things, but certain acts that we engage in, if they can be doorways to soul ties with things, or they can open up doors to negative forces if we engage in them. And I feel like this is almost somebody realizing that, like, I need to close the door to one thing or another. If I want my mind to be clear, if I want my spirit to be cleansed, if I want to see things clearly and not, it's like with this curse energy, I almost feel like there could have been like a negative soul tie or some kind of past sexual connection with a person that was keeping them open up to like a curse. Like essentially, like, when you have a sexual tie with someone, you open up to whatever energy they walk in, and you open up to whatever spirits they walk in, and it's like an emotional cord and a connection that feeds back and forth. And if, so sometimes it's simply just really truly cutting that cord and sealing off the connection between you and this person can set you free and cleanse you, because you're no longer connected to that person in that way. So I don't know if there was some kind of a sort of like maybe a sexual bond, or maybe there was some kind of just past act that needed to be repented of, and the divine, a request, be prayed for, that the divine, sever that tie and cut that cord so that could end with that person, because that is what can be an open doorway for negative forces. Universe, can you tell me anything more about this Ace of Swords to the Strength? Yeah, this is just somebody who, it's like they've been walking this line where I feel like they've been trying to keep the faith and believe in their heart and believe in what their heart was telling them intuitively, but they've also kind of come to a reality, they've come to like a reality check kind of energy where they're like, yeah, I need to be optimistic, I need to believe, but I also need to face reality. And if I'm, so that I'm not just like, because sometimes we can get lost in a mentality where we think we're being strong and having faith, but what we're really kind of doing is we're just sort of, limping along in complacency and convincing ourselves that sometime in the future we'll be okay, which is really just kind of an excuse to push off into the obscurity, into the obscure future, doing the things that we need to do, or facing the fears that we need to face. And I feel like this is somebody kind of coming into that, like, facing reality energy, where they're like, I can't just sit around and feel sorry for myself in my little, cubby hole of sorrow and not take action. I need to come out of this, because I am fulfilling my own negative prophecy. I'm becoming my own self-fulfilling prophecy of failure if I, do this and keep things this way. Universe, can you tell me anything else? Yeah. Ecstasy, chasing thrills, excitement, good time. So I think, again, this could be another facet of this. Like, this person I sense that they're coming to a place of realizing that the things that they've done in the past to maybe cope with negativity or fear or whatever, or pain, to distract from pain, to disassociate from it, is actually the thing that has been opening them up to negativity, to bad energy. And they're understanding this, and they're getting, what I'm sensing is that they're getting, it's like the things that they've come out of this cognitive state where everything seems obscure and mysterious and confusing. It's like they've come into a place of focus and clarity about their own behaviors. Yeah, and they're beginning again. It's a new start, not just for them, but also for the situation, because they actually have a fresh new perspective. Yeah, it's like exactly the perspective in the reverse. It's like their perspective has shifted, and they see that you are the divine feminine, and they're stopping with this like defeatist nonsense where they're like just feeling sorry for themselves and telling themselves that like, oh, she's better off, or they're better, my Virgo's better off, etc., etc. And they've come out of that. Universe, what else can you tell me about this situation? Health. There could be some kind of an element here. It could be mental health. It could be physical health. But this is, let's give that a minute here. I feel like this person is rising into a state of higher mental health, moving. So maybe they had some kind of a toxic connection with someone that they have decided to move, to get away from. And maybe that is something that has gained them clarity, is that they've finally gotten to get free of someone that was basically holding them back and that was connecting them to toxicity. And open up your heart. It will help you attract more love. It's like this person, by getting, their health has been improved by getting away from a living situation, I feel. And it's causing them to be able to have an open heart and to actually be honest, to open up their heart and to feel and see what's going on inside of them, because the influence of this other person and this, potentially this living situation was clouding their mind. And it's like now that they've gotten away from it, they have like clarity. Yeah, I can't make a decision has been the energy. It is dark without you. Yeah, this is somebody who's basically understanding that what they've been going through, that their recent inability to make a decision and the darkness, the lack of clarity, the obscurity, was potentially due to some other connection that they had that was influencing their perspective. But now that they're coming out of it, they're having clarity because somehow and for some reason they are breaking free of that. So let's get one last oracle card for you guys. All right, universe, what can you tell me about this situation? What is coming up for my Virgo? Balance, spirituality, and practicality. Yeah, I feel like this is somebody who is coming into a place where they are holding up healthy boundaries, and they are finding a way to touch base with, maybe if they have Piscean what are you, oh my goodness. they have placements in their chart that are based in Pisces, because Pisces is a lot about, is about spirituality. It's about boundaries or lack thereof. This is somebody who is finding a better balance between themselves and others, and how they deal with relationships and how they regulate their own thoughts. What was I going to say? So guys, I feel like this is your reading, but I wanted to say I'm going to be offering memberships soon, and what's going to be on the memberships is every single day that I have a free reading, which is, almost every day of the week. I give myself like a day, maybe 2 off every week, that I'll